This is an A-level question related to the Group 7 topic. It's also an example of one of the 6-mark questions that you'll be familiar with. Okay, so before we start, let's remind ourselves that there is always a marking criteria for the 6 markers, and I've included that here. And it's basically, as always, breaking the question down into 3 stages. And depending on the level of progress you make on those 3 stages, you will work your way up through the levels. Now, stage 1 is looking for improvements with the apparatus. And what we're seeing here is that the student suggests we tip the solid into a boiling tube. Now, 50 grams is quite a high mass, so a boiling tube might be too small. So there's the problem, and your improvement could be that you use a beaker, maybe a 250 cm3 beaker. You could just say a large beaker. The second stage is looking at how we actually make the silver chloride. And when we read it, it tells us that we're adding dilute nitric acid. Now, there are better acids, and you could go into that, but I'm going to focus instead on the volume of the acid. We don't know how much to add. But hopefully you're remembering for all the practicals that you've done with salt preparations, for example, that you will add the acid until it's in excess. And you know it's in excess because there's no more effervescence. And then step 3 is looking at how we can improve the drying and decanting. So decanting means that it's still a solid but soaked in the nitric acid. It's going to be wet. So it would be far better to filter, get the dry solid, wash with water, and that way we know that it's pure, unadulterated product.